Hey there, everyone. It's GG Sober Sun. February 19th, AA Thought for the Day from the 24-Hour a Day book. Many things we do in AA are in preparation for that crucial moment when, walking down the street on a nice sunshiny day, we see a nice, cool cocktail lounge, and the idea of having a drink pops into our minds. If we've trained our minds so that we're well prepared for that crucial moment, we won't take that first drink. In other words, if we've done our AA homework well, we won't slip when temptation comes. In preparation for that crucial moment when I'll be tempted, will I keep in mind the fact that liquor is my enemy? Meditation for the day. How many of the world's prayers have gone unanswered because those who prayed did not endure to the end? I don't know what that even means. They thought it was too late, that they must act for themselves, that God was not going to guide them. This is a quote, "He that endureth to the end, to the same shall be saved." Can I endure to the very end? If so, I shall be saved. I will try to endure with courage. If I endure, God will unlock those secret spiritual treasures that are hidden from those who do not endure to the end. I have no idea what that means. Yeah. Except that don't give up until before the miracle happens. Stick around, stick with the winners. And my main takeaway is that I had to realize that lasting recovery is a marathon rather than a sprint, right? They don't have to learn everything there is to know about recovery, and I don't have to be, think that I'm a sage or think that other people think I'm a sage, right? That every time I open my mouth, everybody's heads are bobbing and they're laughing at appropriate times and so on and so forth. I probably do feel that way, even still, and I'm just blind to it. So, just keep coming back. That's endureth to the end. I'm not a fan of these and thou type words and if words. keepeth coming back. I love this. It's a joke that I may have told before, but the guy said, when everything's going right in my life, my prayers are all these thous and thoueth, and when things aren't going right, I come running into the room, sliding across the floor on my knees and say, "God, what are you doing?" And God answers, "Not meeth, youeth." And that is really what it's all about. It's okay to ask God what's going on, but usually God has to illuminate something that I'm an agreement that I made subconsciously that I was not aware of in my mind about how to approach the world or my recovery or other people, and I can then surrender that to God as much as I did my own alcoholism, right? Because my recovery, I don't know about anybody else's, but my recovery has been more about letting go than it is about trying. letting go of old ideas of what I thought I knew about myself and about the world. That's why, again, I've said it before, I'm sure. That's why I love that set-aside prayer. God, help me to set aside what I think I know about you, about my program, about me, myself, and the world around me, so that I can have a new a new experience of you and all these things. That is so awesome. It's about being open to new ideas, right? I don't have to hold on to new ideas, right? But when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I've heard that in recovery as well. And that means I don't have to fret about where I'm not in with regards to, like, one day I'll have all the answers. And I never realized I held that belief, either, until, I usually spot it in other people who are trying to get all the answers. And it's just not possible. So it's kind of a tension between continuing to move forward, but also not being content or being content with where I am, right? Being accepting where I am, but continuing to move forward. Being happy and content with where I am, but continuing to move forward and grow. And every day I avoid alcohol, I have an opportunity to do that. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may follow God's guidance, so that spiritual success shall be mine. I pray that I may never doubt the power of God, and so take things into my own hands. Haha, that's awesome. Yeah, I had an experience with buying a car. I was in a place where, like, my financially I can manage it, right? But it's a matter of counting the cost. Like, my monthly car payment is at a certain level, and there's a lot of other things I could do with that money if I just bought a car with cash, right? I mean, there's some financial business benefits of having a monthly car payment. I can write that off from my taxes, right? So I'd rather pay a car payment than pay that money in taxes, which it doesn't balance out, but never mind. The point is, I was thinking of getting another car, right? I would have to take a step down and buy an older car, right? But I started to obsess about it, and it started to consume my day. And that's just how I've typically gotten in the past when it was time to buy a car, or I get the idea in my head that I need to buy a car. I don't need to buy a car. That's the bottom line, right? So I got the impression that just to let go of it, something will come along, and so I just let go of it, right? And then I got the idea, okay, with my tax return, right? Because now I'm getting a tax return. I got a tax return last year. I'm going to get a tax return. I haven't spent it. And I'm getting a tax return this year, more than likely. And, I'll just buy a car with that. Well, again, I'm going to obsess about it. So I don't know what it looks like to let go and let God. God's not going to, God can poof me a car, right? But I think it's more about the exercise of letting go of my usual obsessions about it. The vehicle that I have right now suits me. I mean, I could use a more of a utility vehicle for, when I have a work order that requires ladders and so forth, it would be easier to throw it in the back of a truck or an SUV or something like that. I drive a sedan right now, but it can manage it, right? I can still put the back seats down and throw a ladder in there. They extend and so on and so forth. But in a perfect world, I suppose I would have a utility vehicle that I could throw a ladder on top or so on and so forth. Never mind. The car that I have right now gets great, excellent gas mileage and so on and so forth, and I can write the payment off as a business expense. So it's neither here nor there. But again, it's an exercise of letting go and letting God. So every month that I keep this vehicle, it's like an exercise in letting go. So long story short, that's that's where I am in terms of a practical way of letting go and letting God. And I hope that's helpful. And I appreciate y'all's patience and that I am airing out my thoughts on these daily thought for the day, meditations for the day, and prayer for the day from the 24-hour day book. Love y'all. Keep coming back. Look up. Aim up. Rise up.